I've spent the past couple of days just doing odds and ends. Right now, this rope got broken during the hurricane. So how long ago was that? And I'm finally tying another piece of rope onto it. Right now it's a really windy day, and I'm securing the door. Oh my goodness! Oh, that wind! I'm gonna have to wait for the wind to stop for a minute. Just couldn't get it hooked on here. The wind was just pulling too hard. Now the inside of that place should be just kind of stabilized. Also, this shade cloth got torn up in a storm this summer, so I'm finally taking it off. I need to take all these bars and fix up this side with a rolling door. I kept thinking I was going to frame something in over here to walk in and out, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to put the rolling door on that it came with. Well, this is the door, just so I could roll it up and down. I'm going to run over here and check on the wood burning boiler. We've been burning wood for more than a couple of weeks. Sometimes when I open it, it gets a flashback. Get a little bit of fire coming out of it. Lately the back burns first, so then I push all the wood to the back. In the last video, I never did show you how much deer meat we got. So this may not look like a lot. It doesn't look like a lot to me, but that's our deer meat. When I lift it, it weighs at least 25 pounds. After a full day of work, pressing out or processing that deer, it sure doesn't seem like we got a whole lot of meat. I do think it came out about right, because that's our share, that's half. So I think we got 25 or 30 pounds each. And so that's like getting one sheep worth of meat per person out of one animal. So 2 sheep out of 1 deer. Some of the parts of the carcass had a lot of meat still on it. So I put a piece of the carcass over here with the chickens, and then over here with the other chickens, I put another part of the carcass. And so they just nibbled and nibbled and nibbled at the little bits of meat and fat that were still on there. I'm not going to show much of this on YouTube, but I just wanted to show, here's some ribs that they just nibbled all that stuff off of there. Someone had mentioned it to me that they had put parts out like that for their chickens, and that's where I got the idea from someone else. But it was a great idea. It really helped, it helped out the chickens, really, because you say, you're feeding meat to your chickens, and yes, that's where they get protein. They eat insects, and they'll eat meat. They eat their own eggs. They eat things that have a lot of protein. So it's a good way to boost their diet. I haven't checked with Cindy to see if we're getting more eggs. We've hardly been getting any eggs at all, but I need to check with her and see if this is giving them a slight boost. How many of you load up your own trash in your vehicle and take it to the dump? Well, with Caleb's house 99% done, I'm sort of taking it slow the last few days. It seems like all your little chores and things pile up anyway, and you just have so many things to do. But the next project I'm going to work on is a retaining wall beside the driveway where I just grabbed the trash from. That block wall, it's been leaning, about to fall down. And I've already got the block. I've had the block for probably 2 years. You've probably seen it in the background in a lot of videos, just piled up on pallets. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that. I had originally thought that I might like to put some steps going up through the retaining wall. So right when you come out the door, you could turn and go up the steps into the backyard. And then I decided, no, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just going to put a straight wall, which simple is not so simple, because building a retaining wall isn't so simple as just building a wall. I've got to do a drainage trench with kind of like a French drain in it. Long story short, that's my next project, is the retaining wall. Hey, I saw something when I was driving over this way. I thought it'd be an interesting thing to mention, especially this season. Mistletoe. When I was a kid, my dad showed me what mistletoe was and where it grew. But I think a lot of people, especially a lot of people that live in the city, have no idea. So I thought I would show you some. I can't really show it to you up close, and you'll see why. But it's kind of a neat plant. Take a close look at that tree in front of that house. If you see all those clusters of leaves in that tree, little groups everywhere, that's mistletoe. You see how these trees, they don't really have any clumps of leaves in them. You know, and they're the same kind of tree. They're a hardwood, probably an oak tree. We'll see if we see any more. If you're close to the tree and you're looking up at it, you'll see that those plants are green, that they're not just groups of dead leaves. So mistletoe is a kind of a parasitic plant. It grows on the branch of the tree and puts its roots down into the tree branch. Well, I didn't see any more anywhere else, so there was none for me to show like a close-up or anything. Freeze the video so you can see it a little more clearly. Well, here's the retaining wall. It's pretty long. And it goes up to maybe, what is that? Looks like about 40 inches tall at the corner. 40 inches up to the dirt here. It would be nice to bring this down some. So I'm gonna go get the tractor and start breaking up this block and hauling it down to that pasture down there.